2018 Ryder Cup is where we first met.
It is, yeah.
Tournament support.
Yeah, we met out there and we didn't really know too much about each other and in each other's careers.
That must have been the same year that you then applied for the delegation, because I then started with the company in 2019 in the very early January, and I believe that's when you got your delegation plan.
It was, yeah. 2019 February was when we went to San Diego. Fantastic opportunity. But I think the key thing for me is you don't get picked the first time. You know that. You've been on it yourself as well. What year were you in there?
2012 for me, so I applied in 2011, not long after doing the Ryder Cup in 2010. So again, it's funny how we met at the tournament. I did a tournament and then I got onto the delegation. I'd never dreamed of applying for it before because I didn't think it was going to be something I would be able to get on.
I applied maybe 3 or 4 times at various levels of success. If you don't get through the first time, keep on applying because it will come. You've got to be in the right place, the right time. It's got to be right to go on. They want you to keep on applying because it shows commitment, I guess, to wanting to go, not just trying once and then failing and then being, nah, I'm not going to go again. But it just shows that when you're right for the trip to get the most out of it, that's when you'll do it. And I think if I went a couple of years before that, I might not have got enough out of the trip that I did in 2019.
So from a point of view of when you first applied to when you got in, did you change your game? Did you do something different? Was it a case of you'd got more experience, or did you just up your game and say, I'm going to make my application better?
I definitely think it was gaining more experience. I probably was maybe 24, 25 when I started applying. And I remember Steve Nixon's feedback on my interview process was good answers, but we feel like you could just get a bit more experience. So for me, I kind of took that on board. I went out and did more tournaments. I got more greenkeeping experience. I got more worldly experience. I went out to do an intern in the States. So I kind of almost ticked all the boxes that they were looking for.
I was fortunate. I suppose in one way, I was the only golf course mechanic to have probably interviewed at that stage. I'm not sure whether that's true, but I certainly was the first golf course mechanic that went on the trip. So when I had my interview with Jim Croxton at Bega, it was really interesting talking about the machinery side of things, because when I met you in the Ryder Cup in 2018, I was on the brink of making the change to Bernhard. I didn't know your history, so how did you go from that point to getting on the delegation to now being head man at Wentworth? I mean, look at the views. You're in charge of this.
Yeah, it's not a bad view, is it?
The course.
When we met, I was a senior greenkeeper on the West course, and from there, kind of the delegation helped me really sort of expand my horizons, increase my network. That's a massive part of the delegation there. You're with, like you said earlier, 9 other greenkeepers are like-minded. They help you bounce ideas off each other. They help you with situations. When you're out in the States, you're provided with education throughout the GIS. So you've got 3-4 days of just solid seminars, working the show. And the States, they've got technology and products that are just really unheard of in the UK. So picking up little tips and tricks to use that they use in the States daily that we can bring back to help. Certainly at a club like Wentworth, where we want to be pushing the boundaries all the time, to come back and have these new ideas and new techniques has really sort of helped me push my ideas and push the club forward, which I think was instrumental in me going for the deputy role and then the head greenkeeper role.
So from you say about mentors, would you say the mentors have helped you along the way? Have they got you to the point you're at now? Did they get you on the delegation?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Both 2 of my head greenkeepers, Forest Hill and then Bowood, were past delegate attendees. I think for me, they saw the benefit of it and they were pushing me to strive and apply. And I think that's always resonated for me, that the feeling that I got from that, and having a boss that really cared about your progression, not just thanks for turning up to work today, off you go. That's how I'm trying to be as a head greenkeeper now. So for me now, I'm pushing my team, even though we know that if 10 people apply from Wentworth, not all 10 people are going to get on the delegation. But if they're all applying, some might get through to the interview stages this year, some might get selected, some might not. But it's just preparing them to kind of tweak their application to get it as good as they can be.
And that comes back to what you said earlier about the fact that when you first applied, you don't believe your first application was good enough. But actually, when you think about it, it gave you a starting point, that line in the sand. You were able to be mentored to say, yeah, I need to do this, I need to do that. You can pass that on, do you think now?
For sure, yeah, I really do. And I think you look at the application process, the questions there, when it talks about experiences, when you are 16, 17 or 1 or 2 years into a greenkeeping career, you haven't got that stuff to draw experiences from. So for me, and working with Wentworth and DP World Tour, I try and promote as many people as possible to go and do these tournament volunteerings as possible. That's me kind of trying to push the guys, because I know how valuable it was for me when I was younger.
So how are you at the recruitment at the moment? Are you fully staffed?
We are pretty much fully staffed at the moment, yes. We've had a difficult summer though, really for me. This has been one of the hardest years, I would say, for recruitment. More so, I'd say, out of the last 10 guys that we recruited, 9 out of them have been new to the industry guys. I think they've just been kind of looking for a change and thinking, what can I do that's a bit different to what I've been in? They come in and they're giving it a try. And in all fairness, it's been a challenge, but it's been a breath of fresh air because they've come in with such passion and enthusiasm to the job. Even though they can't necessarily do all the tasks, that's just a case of training them up. They've got the right attitude. It's been tricky, but it's also been quite rewarding to see them do well.
It was great for you to spend some time with us today. I really appreciate you, Dan and Kenny, giving up the time at Wentworth to be able to do this today. As well, you know, it's great to be able to give something back to Bega for both me, Bernhard, and you. It's a really good opportunity. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries. No, thank you. And I want to say thank you to Dan, Kenny, and everyone at Wentworth for really sort of championing my career. Bernhard's for sure, providing opportunities. So yeah, big thanks to everyone.
No problem.
No, thanks for coming down.
Thank you.